Hello, I'm Andrea Blanton. I have on a black turtleneck, burgundy pants. I'm sitting at my dinner table in front of a off-white wall. So today I'm excited to share with you how I prepare tea blends, and hopefully it'll teach you how intuitive and easy it is to create your own herbal tea blend. So I'm the nurturer of Food Earth Birth. I've been preparing tea for community since 2013. I started out mixing store-bought blends during a postpartum phase. So using different herbs to relieve stress and anxiety during a rough postpartum phase. And so from there, I began to offer blends to friends and went through an urban agriculture program where I learned about fresh herbs and began to play with those and listen to my plant friends telling me which herbs to use in blends. And so, yeah, I was given the task of making the tea blend that is found in your wellness kit, and I hope you all enjoy it. There's different notes in there in order to ground you, bring your heart forward and allow your imaginations hopefully to soar through this process. So thank you for the work that you do for all of us. So let's get started. So as I said, when crafting an herbal tea blend, you want to keep in mind what your intentions are. So do you need a little boost of energy? Are you hoping to calm yourself? Do you just want a warm cup of tea to cuddle with? So these are things to keep in mind when you are sourcing your herbs and choosing how to blend. I'll later get into what to look for, or flavor-wise, what to keep in mind when combining your herbs. Always keep in mind less is more. So for today's class, we have some fresh herbs that I harvested maybe like 10 hours ago. I did not refrigerate them, so they may look a little weepy, so to speak. So we have some fresh herbs here. We have lemon balm, which pretty much like its name is like a balm, like a soothing herb, very lemony. Right now in Atlanta, Georgia, we're kind of switching over to winter phase. And so a lot of the herbs like lemon balm and holy basil and lemongrass, which are these sticks here that basically looks like blades of grass, they are on their way out, meaning they've served their purpose for the summer and fall. And so here we have holy basil that is technically all basils are in the mint family. However, but holy basil is very powerful. It's also known as Tulsi, so you might see it in the store as Tulsi, Tulsi. Very soothing and calming. It's an adaptogen, meaning it adjusts to what your body needs. And it's flavorful, spritey, so to speak. So yeah, it's going to seed, meaning it's now pushing out seeds for the next year. So that's what these floral tops are. The flowers held the seeds. And then of course we have lemongrass. For some folks it's known as feverfew. In most of the Caribbean locations, it grows as like tall blades of grass. And of course that's also very lemony. You might find it in some of your sorrel drinks, or your grandma put it in, or in your flu and cold relief de-stressor, helps keep inflammation down. So those are the fresh herbs. You can get fresh herbs typically from some grocery stores. They usually smell them in small packs. Some of the more smaller grocery stores, like in our neighborhoods, keep fresh herbs, especially if it's like a Asian chain of stores, or bodegas, or things like that. You can also get it from farmers markets, like local farmers markets. Mostly farmers have them on sale with other vegetables at local weekly farmers markets. And you can always go to like a local health food co-op store. They usually have them, or your Whole Foods, or I don't know if I've seen them at like Trader Joe's or Sprouts. So that's for the fresh. You can go ahead and make tea blends from your fresh herbs, and we will do that today. So we're gonna do two. We're gonna do a fresh blend and then your dried blend. So our dried blend has some herbs that I've dried or sourced locally. And so your dried tea blends typically are herbs. You want to look on the package. Like if you go to like a indoor farmers market, most of the times our international market, they will have dried herbs for you to use. Of course, people always love lavender. It's soothing. It's very strong and can get very bitter. So you have to be careful of how long you let certain herbs sit. So like strong herbs like a lavender or seeds like star anise that are typically found in chais. Those are super strong, so you would strictly have to keep it a short brew time, and we'll go through brew times in a little bit. There's fresh roses that I dried out. Fresh marigold, also known as, it's in the calendula family. Rose is always good for the heart space. There's more dried lemongrass, so it's been chopped and easy to store. There's alfalfa, which I've typically only purchased in stores. Alfalfa means like food of the gods, if I'm not mistaken. So it's super high in minerals and vitamins for overall health. Typically, when making a blend, when making a dried blend, I try to incorporate an herb that is like, quote unquote, like my base. So it's gonna give everyone, it's gonna feed them, right? So alfalfa is good for that. When I'm working with mothers who are lactating, I use oat straw. If it's for someone who is not pregnant or expecting, but either a man or woman can drink it, I use nettles, which are also very high in minerals and great for overall reproductive health for both men and women, which help with your hormone levels. Let's see, lavender, of course, is soothing. This blend here is actually the blend that I made for you all. So there's some holy basil floral tops in there, some lemongrass. What else did I put in there? Some mints, some lemon balm, dried lemon balm. So for you all's tea blend, I did dry the fresh herbs out, and I sourced some of the herbs from the local co-ops here in Atlanta and from local farmers. And so if you do find your fresh herbs and you're like, well, how do I dry them out? Well, I have a dehydrator, but you can dehydrate without. You could take the moisture out of your herbs for them to store them. A lot of folks you've seen cute, they like tie where they cut. So they basically put their herbs upside down, tie it off. Either I've hung them with like a rubber band or twine, and you can just hang them cutely somewhere around the home. I've used the top of windows where the blinds are and attach the rubber band so they can hang and get like the fresh sun coming in to dry them out. Typically it takes maybe like a week to dry out. Sometimes I put them on my dashboard in my car in the sun, and that just took a day. So solar energy, right? Yeah, so either dehydrator in your car dashboard, hanging in your home, or you can, some people even pre-chop their herbs and then lay them out on the dehydrator, or if you make your own out of like mesh, you can do that too. Oh, we got 10 minutes. Okay, so yeah, so those are our dried herbs versus fresh. Fresh, typically, if you leave it sitting, they are gonna mold. They will grow some mold. So you wanna prep them either if you're gonna dry them or use them immediately for your tea blends. So like, say for instance, if I have people over, if you wanna do a tea offering of sorts, fresh is great, dried is great too. Of course, you will need more fresh matter to make more tea. Once you dry herbs, they kind of locks in the flavor, and there's like, you know, you only need you only need a small amount, versus if you were in person, the fresh herbs would have to then sit for at least, you can drink it immediately about after 8 to 10 minutes. However, if you want more power in the flavor, they need to sit longer. Got that? Okay, so those are our dried versus fresh. You can also get dried herbs from reputable, sustainable businesses online. Like there's Mountain Rose Herbs, for instance, that a lot of people use, that have fresh herbs sustainably sourced. Let's see. So we're going to get to how you can prep your teas in the sense of what, how to prepare them to brew. So move that pencil. My daughter's unicorn. Okay, so most people, well, some folks have a French press at home. Although it's mostly used for coffee, you can also use it for putting your dried herbs in there. Putting your dried herbs in there, or your fresh herbs, with hot water. Okay, so most tea gurus have a kettle that's, you know, gets your water to like 100 degrees or 120 degrees. I don't have that, and it's okay. So I usually just boil up some water on the stove and pour it into my either French press, or pour the hot water over my tea, whatever tea I have in my tea mug, and go from there. So that's that process. And then there's also herbal tea bags. So you might see these, you know, you can stuff them yourself. Sometimes they come in like the khaki color. The unbleached is cool too. This was a freebie bag I got when I ordered some tea bags online. So we're gonna try to use this one today. So I'm gonna go ahead and stuff some of my dried herbs in here, and then I'm gonna put the fresh herbs in here so we all can see the difference. So with the dried herbs, people are like, well, what's the measurement? Typically you wanna fill maybe 2/3 up in your bag, leave 1/3 clear. Or you can use what they call a wise woman's hand measurement system, which is mostly what I use, because that's your measurement for your body. So grab your tea blend. Okay, that looks, I'm gonna fill my palm up a little bit. Okay, there will be some droppage, so I should have brought a little saucer, but it's okay. I'll just do it over here. So then you're gonna try to stuff that into there. So what I'm gonna do is hold my bag and stuff my herbs. So that's one way, okay? All right, so that's not as much as I would like. So I'm gonna put a little bit more. If you can see that, that's probably like 1/3 filled. So I'm gonna put a little bit more for my 2/3 filled. Now this is gonna sit in my cup for about 5 to 8 minutes with my hot water. I pre-boiled some hot water, so I have a dispenser of hot water over yonder. So then this is, I'm gonna throw in here some lemon balm, some holy basil, and some lemongrass. Just fold that up in there. Don't be scared. You can also do this with like a pot. If you just got like a pot, you can just throw your herbs in there, boil it with the water if you want. and then strain it with like a strainer, like a colander. Or you could just be cool and know how to pour off your liquid and not put any herbs in your cup. If the herbs do get in your cup, it's quite all right. So I'm just filling this up. I have hot water dispenser over here. It's not my alarm. So I put some water in there, as you can see. I'm gonna put this in here. So like I said, as you can see, that the dried herb one is working pretty quickly, turning the water color. That's what you want to see. So the French press is typically, or like if you want to put this in a pot of water and strain it off, like, you know, in a colander, this typically will take at least maybe 15 to 20 minutes to start to get some flavor from it. If you want to do something quicker, the dried herb way is to go. And so this will sit for another about 4 minutes, and from there, then I'll add whatever sweetener you like. I like local honey, so if this is from a local beekeeper who makes honey based on neighborhoods. You can add you some raw honey, some stevia, or you can not do any sweetener at all. What I find is when I do make herbal tea blends, the honey really pairs well because it's also a medicine, and so it actually like kind of puts makeup on the herbs, right? It just like lightens it up. It adds shimmer to it. So do what you do. I hope this was thorough enough for you to understand how to make tea blends. It's like I said, it's not that hard. Keep in mind where you're sourcing your herbs or who you're getting them from. Don't be afraid to experiment. Less herbs are best. I would keep my blends down to maybe 3 to 5. 5 is a lot. Make sure that the flavors kind of match. There's different notes and tones, and just have fun. Allow the herbs to speak to you, and don't doubt yourself at all. So I hope this helps. Again, I'm Andrea of Food Earth Birth. I'm on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as Food Earth Birth. I hope that you all enjoy your tea blend, and I hope to hear from some of you all soon on any feedback. Peace.